I love this ad because the writing is so beautiful. It borrows bits of language from bowling or bits of language from pool. Instead of, the boof of, floodlights lighting up a pitch, you have that just like blink, blink, blink of the lights coming on in the bowling alley.
Backspin on a warped table under bad light. A kiss of the 8-ball, a bank on the 6.
And it's poetry, isn't it?
Double bull in a single throw, 3 pints in. Picking up a spare on the final frame. Singing on key, off key, and losing keys.
It's firstly really interesting because you've got a sports brand totally redefining what sport is. So it's not netball, it's darts in the pub, which I think probably a lot of people can get on board with. And so, especially I think 10 years ago when you had a lot of big sports advertising, it was about performance and it was about kind of aggressive competition. And this just totally took it away from that and went, actually, it doesn't have to be like that. It can be about the camaraderie of a Saturday night.
These are the providence of the after-hours athlete. When last call calls, don't answer.
You believe it, you believe those people are friends, you believe that they've been out all night. I fully believe that those people have been sat in that karaoke booth for however many hours, and some of them have passed out and some of them are talking about their childhoods, and you totally buy it. And it has created this, totally otherworldly sense throughout the ad. It's set at night time. The voiceover, it was like a guide read that had been phoned in, and in the end they just went with that.
The night 2 is for sport. And they are the champions.
It starts with those moments of movements from the activities, then it becomes about the people, then it becomes about, the end of the night. And so there's a lovely progression to it that it never feels overwhelming. It just feels like something that you want to be part of. I can't remember the first time I saw this, but I just remember out loud laughter. And it's Starbucks Glen. This guy is like a one-man Madison Square Garden performance. Everything is on him. Nothing's ever to the camera. It's kind of just this really brilliant product demo. The band become the feeling this drink gives you.
Lynn's the man going to work. Got his tie, got ambition. Middle management is right in his grasp. It's a dream he will never let die.
And again, it comes back to the writing's killer. It's not easy to rewrite lyrics. And, and especially with something like I, the Tiger.
Lynn's the man of the hour, he's the king of his cue. Status quo reports have finally met their rival. Burning the candle, it both ends on his way to the top. He knows one day he just could become supervisor.
And so at the end, when he walks out of the lift and you're left with the band stood there, and then you have the other guy that crosses screen and takes a swig of the same drink, and they just turn and they just go, Roy!
Roy!
And you're like, oh, they're just fickle, It just becomes theme tune for hire, and they go after Roy. And I think, and that's the beauty of it, because you brought into this special relationship, and actually, it's a complete nonsense, everything, and again, that's the drink that's doing this thing, and I think, it's brilliant. This one feels much more British and a bit more me, and it's Wall sausages and it's garage. There was quite a big product moment in this ad, and then the only piece of dialogue in the whole advert is the woman going, right. The cliche box that all women want, right? It's the engagement, it's the blue velvet.
Night shift again. He's written you a song.
And he hits play, and and it's garage in a garage, which is just great, isn't it? So this UKG kind of like sort of copyright, almost infringing Mike Skinner-esque track, you know, the dog begins to sing.
Thank you for selling walls.
The CG on it's amazing, actually. Like, it still really stands up.
Thank you for the sausage rolls. You're the loveliest garage lady in the land, but obviously he can't really express himself because he's just a bloke, really.
The climate that we're in terms of, you know, ensuring everybody knows that there is a way to speak about how you feel, would you get away with having that kind of cliche, or, you know, blokes don't talk about their feelings? But actually, I think it's a really positive message. You know, if you need to do it through a singing garage dog, then great. You know, I think if there's a will, there's a way. They're all brilliant pieces of writing, yet none of them rely on dialogue. So all of them have an outsourced narrative. So in the first one, you have this voice of God, which is sort of, you know, it sounds otherworldly and is looking down on this night and giving this alternative commentary on these activities that are happening. In Glenn, you know, you have the feeling that this drink in a can gives you, that is personified by, you know, the band Survivor. And they're narrating the morning, you know, they're doing the job of telling you what's happening. And then in Walls, the whole ad is told through expression, and then a dog in a box that sings garage. And so it's lovely to be able to see different, you know, all the different ways that we can use language and use words to tell stories that, you know, they don't always have to come out of our mouths.